All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is game number 3. Things are tied up 1-1. We did not cast game 1 or 2. I wanted to hop into this one so we weren't sitting around for too much longer. So thank you for joining us, as this will lead into the semifinals of the winner's bracket. Winner plays against Guru. So in the bottom left side, apparently there was some drops or something happened in game number 1 from what we caught in the lobby banter. He is going to be Invasion's Harstem. Invasion Gaming.
Invasion Esports.
No, esports. That's right. Thank you. I always get that wrong.
In the bottom right, as the red Zerg, it is SortOf.
Yeah, I feel really bad too, because I actually, between Harstem and Major and especially Lambo and even Cebu behind the scenes, like I really like that team. I don't know why for the life of me I can't remember that it's esport. Like,
I know, it sounds very natural to me to say esport for them. I don't know why you get tripped up. So you're thinking of Amazing Gaming, Invasion Gaming, Amazing
Yo, that
Gaming.
might actually be what it is, because it's all of those dummies that's always do the Amazing Gaming bullshit, right? Like Lambo and
Yeah.
Harstem and all them. I think, was it like a laser was the one who started it? I think was the story, but
I think so.
then it spread like wildfire to that clique of people. But there we go. That's what I'm gonna blame it on. Amazing Gaming affecting the casting, guys. AmazingGaming.net.
Amazing Gaming, Amazing Casting.
There you go. All right, so SortOf's a pretty good player. I'm actually more surprised that Harstem, though, fell, because I guess I've always held his PvZ in good regard. Apparently, it's been one of the only PvZs that are holding up well now in Legacy. I mean, it's such a silly thing to say, but such a small portion of the Protoss populace seem to be able to deal with Zerg. So for him to be tied up like this is actually impressive for SortOf, in my opinion.
Yeah. But if it was through drops, it could have been through, like, I mean, arena drops, you know, like that all in, which you can do on this map, by the way, but SortOf is getting a third base, so if he does do it, it'd have to be like a macro version of it, I don't know. So if that was the case, then I'm not surprised Harstem died, but we don't know.
I mean, it's fast speed, could be an evo chamber.
I know, but that was like the third base tripped me up, you know, like it's like the macro version of it, and he's still droning.
Even if you aren't gonna do like the full all in, just the potential of like lane drops could be certainly annoying. Just to get past that initial defense.
Yeah, that also could have been what SortOf did last game. You know, like I don't know if it was an all in or a macro game, and he suddenly got, you know, he just took a little bit too much harassment. I don't know, but it's not going to be an all in yet. And I don't think it will be, because it is Ruins of Endion. So you have these rocks to break down, and even if you do all in with the intention of breaking down the rocks, like it's going to take you a long time. This Baneliness is not surprising in that it's a Baneliness, it's just that it's pretty early.
You're right. I mean, Banelings have been, again, last 2 weeks, thank you Dark, becoming more and more popular in this matchup. And more to the point, they've been effective. Now, Harstem is going for double Stargates, so depending on what he makes out of this, Banelings may or may not be an issue. If it's just all pumped Phoenix, then there's question about whether there's going to be enough force to fight with. But these sort of, even if it's not the pseudo all-in early on, but the sort of get a bunch of Lings, Hydras, and Banelings together, and then all in with that follow-up, has been problematic. Like, Adepts are frankly weak against Banelings. Lurkers combined with them, you know, you normally have charge lots lead that front line. Banelings are moving from the equation. I think more and more as Protoss players have fallen off using sentries in Legacy of the Void, Banelings have found their way back in. I'm not sure how long this trend will last, but we have seen players like Puck and others shut it down and make it look like a Bronze League tactic in some instances. So
if you do figure that they're going to go for Banelings, like, you can get sentries. Sentries are a big reason why it fell off in the first place. So it's not, I think, ideal use of your gas with so many other options available, but especially on a map like Ruins, again, where you have these rocks broken down. In this case, SortOf broke down his rocks. Harstem only got his low. He takes a, you know, not a really quick third base, but like certainly a good one. Okay, he does break down his rocks. So that's why I questioned the early Bailey Nest, by the way, because if you're just going to break down your rocks anyway, you wouldn't need a Bailey Nest for defense. But especially with the +1, he's definitely going to use the Bailey Nest later, and probably combined with Hydralisk. Yep, there's the Hydralisk Den. Chooses to go for this space, which makes sense. That way he doesn't have to break down his comfortable safety rocks to get the fourth. But soon he should be able to see that this is going to be more than just a handful of Phoenix. Like, he did scout double Stargate, which at the front lines, after all, it was really easy to scout. We'll know that, like, if the count really does continue to grow, like if Harstem does not transition out of it, 15, 20 Phoenixes, that would be an absurd amount. But still, 15 Phoenixes can really help out against any Hydra push. You have to have a lot and hope that they are all clumped together.
By the way, I'm noticing chat, Flosh brings up the point of being, I guess, in Bulgaria, which surprises me, making the whole Bulgarian Zest fanfiction even more strange to me. But I'm curious, actually, because I know we have a lot of European people tuning in. It makes sense, it's the European qualifiers. Who the hell's actually up at 6:11 a.m.? Who's here on the West Coast with me? Like, type 1 in chat if you're on the West Coast and you're crazy enough to be watching StarCraft this early. I want to know how many people in our Twitch chat are actually... Like, I don't care about East Coast or Central. I'm asking specifically for West Coast. So if it's like 6:14 in the AM for you, I want to see it.
I feel like we've asked this before in another DreamHack, and there was like a ton of like nurses and firemen and...
That's right. I forgot. You're right. Like, people who are watching this kind of like between breaks, on jobs, on call type thing.
I was like, damn, that's a tough job.
Well, it's always surprising too, because I know we've got a slightly more mature audience than like average, but I guess, yeah, I've worked enough night jobs to know that you get quite a bit of free time. All right, so SortOf's finally getting ready to take a fight. Now, he's gone for Baneling's speed. He's got the +1 on the Hydras. This is kind of to be expected, but what I find most interesting is that we don't actually have the Lurker Den, and he's not going for Hydra upgrades.
Yeah.
Like, he's got it finished already, so I mean, I guess that's good to go, but not going for Lurkers, so intentionally staying on Hydras.
The lack of lurkers doesn't surprise me as much as the lack of, I guess... Well, actually, no, never mind. Just the lack of lurkers.
Summer's Phoenix.
That doesn't surprise me so much. There's really not that many Banelings, but more Lings are on the way. And the Hydras are clumped up. I brought this up, you know, with a Phoenix count. If he was going to go up to, like, 10 or 15, they could actually help with the Hydras quite a bit. But he only went to 6, and then he transitioned to, you know, normal Protoss things. Immortals, Charge, upgrades. And while Immortals aren't the greatest against Hydralisks, it's still like a high number, and they can certainly soak a punch or two. And Archons are going to help as well as he warps in a couple of those. This is a dangerous push for both parties. Charge have to be very careful not to run into those Banelings.
Baneling scores to get a little bit of splash off on those Immortals too. Trigger the shields, which haven't been triggered yet, so far so good. They will take out the pylons quickly, but here we go. Gonna start trying to get up that ramp. There's a couple of force fields almost ready and available. Harstem's not popped them yet, but this Hydra count looks unstoppable, Zombie Grub. I mean, this is so many.
Well, okay. The hardened shields are down for, I think, a lot of those Immortals. This is where it gets really scary. Most of the Banelings are gone, though, so Charge at Warp In should be doing really well. SortOf, however, on 4 bases and a good drone count, has reinforcements, just, you know, the Hydras are going to be slow. Oh, yeah, you're right. Slow Warpin's not helping out. A Robo was contaminated as well. That was pretty nice. Harstem's not in a terrible position yet, but, you know, once those Immortal counts start to go down, that's when things get really scary.
Also, this time around, there's going to be Banelings for these Zealots, which, as you mentioned, like, Charge Lots are good against Hydras. A big part of that's the fact that they body slam and actually deal damage now, but, oh, man, so many of these get taken up by those Banelings.
Yeah, that's, oddly enough, they were kind of missing from the initial fights. They seem to all be choked in behind the Hydras, but now meeting those Zealots head first.
Damn, that's a lot of people on the West Coast.
Yeah, I was about to say.
That is astonishing to me. That
everyone just lying, everyone just typing 1 cuz.
Maybe, but either way, that's, even if only half those are still correct, that's still a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, the game's still not over, and a lot of the Immortals are still alive. A couple of them are starting to go down. The Phoenix count has been defeated as well, by the way. Like, those are 2 that were just made. But only Hydras can be dealt with. They need some type of fodder, even if that's Queens.
This is where I can't say that a build order caters to it, but this is where you almost wish you'd see Colossus come back. Like, as more Banelings become more popular and as the Lings are here, like, if you can't get Storms out in time, like, what other splash can you really rely on? Disruptors are too, like, hit or miss.
I think more Archons, like, you know, yeah, you're right.
Guess,
Storm would probably never come out in time. You just sacrifice too much, you know, other stuff to get that in time. But just pure Archons maybe, instead of the 1 or 2 extra Immortals, the 1 or 2 extra Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, the only other comment I can make, like, GG gets called, SortOf's going to take the series, so congratulations to him. The only other comment I could make is, like, if there's a lot more Sentry uses, then maybe the Force Fields cut the Hydras out, the Banelings out, but either way, this is something where we've actually been seeing this strategy just roll over a lot of players recently, and really good players too, so it's unfortunate. But Harstem will still have a chance to play in the losers bracket. This does mean it's going to be an all Zerg top bracket, though. So we are going to very intentionally now go to the losers bracket and start fishing around for games down there that are not ZVZ. The qualifying match will be between either Guru and SortOf or TLO, Raynor, and Bly. I believe the DreamHack mainstream is probably going to cover those anyways, so I don't think we actually have that much choice when it comes to going to the lower bracket. So, Firecake as an update does defeat Bunny 2-1. Nurture and Botvinnik are still playing. There's quite a bit of ZVZ potential down here as well, but again, I'm looking on the winner of Lambo versus Clem, because they'll go on to fight against Wellmu, which I think will be quite a good match. So, we're going to go to a small commercial break. When we come back, we'll bring you some more of the DreamHack Austin European qualifier coverage. We'll see you guys soon. Also, wait, before we do go, quick shout out to Alaska Winter. He says, should I even bother because it's 5 a.m. for me? I forgot. Alaska is like the only time zone in the world behind West Coast. Anyways, we'll see you guys soon.